And we welcome you to the Martinsville Speedway for race 2 of round 2 here in the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Tonight going to be a big night for a lot of things, but before we get to any of that, we have here the league owner Cole Bagunia to give a couple announcements about the upcoming season for 2017. So Cole, when you're ready, the floor is all yours.
Alright, thanks for having me. So next season, we've decided that we're going to do 2 series for the High Voltage Racing League. One league will still be the B cars, but we will be changing to B Open with dynamic weather, and then we will also be introducing a new series with that will be fixed, and we'll be using the C car, the truck, and that will have the iRacing default weather. For those leagues, the B Open League will have a chase with like the older style, the most points at the end of I don't know how many races the chase is, I forgot, but off the top of my head, but whoever has most points after those amount of races will be the champion. And then for the truck league, we won't have a chase, it's going to be whoever has the most points at the end of the season will be the champion. But also some other things to note about that is we haven't really decided the date quite yet, but we're expecting it to start late January or early February for both seasons. And the schedules for both series, we have them made, we just don't have the dates yet for them, but we have them made, and we'll be releasing those schedules on our website next Friday. The trucks will be Saturday night, and the B Open will be Friday nights. We're also looking for sponsorships for the league, and sponsor the league by going onto our website and clicking on the tab for sponsorships, and we're also looking for some more drivers to have some bigger fields for next year. And then one thing to note for tonight's race is the admins came together and we decided to make a rear end gear ratio change. We bumped that up to 6.2, so we reach more towards the max RPMs at the end of the straightaways, because the default setup here is kind of bogged down. That's the only change we made for tonight, so you can look to that. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, now we'll switch over from Cole, the owner, to Cole, the driver, as you're going to be in-race reporter tonight. And currently first on the grid, like you may be able to stay there, but last time we were here at a half mile, that was Bristol. Did very well there, and looking like tonight could possibly be the same thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We had a great car at Bristol earlier this year. That was our best start. We started second. We led a lot of laps, and unfortunately got taken out in a wreck. But I don't know how I ran that lap, to be honest. In practice, I was 3/10 slower than that. But I don't know. Hopefully, we can keep that up for the race. Hopefully, it stands for my first pole of season 2.
Absolutely. Well, as we close down here, looking like you'll be able to stay there. So we wish you the best of luck tonight, and we'll check in with you most likely at the first caution. Hopefully, that doesn't come too soon for you.
Alright, guys. See you there.
Alright, so that was Cole Bagunia, the owner and driver in the High Voltage Racing League, and some pretty exciting things to come, I'd have to say. I know they did a poll earlier saying they were whether they wanted the drivers to go from fixed to open, and obviously they made the decision to go to open. So, and the addition of the C cars, that's going to be should be a lot of fun as well. So, looked like we had a couple drivers there who have their paint schemes, so we'll quickly update that as we go along here. But see there, 30 seconds on the clock, 11 cars in the field tonight, and as we get to that, we'll send it over to our grid here. And not much had changed from our first race. Obviously, Chester Gibson, Justin Krasinski going to be tied there. And the big story here is going to be Gunther Datsun in the field tonight. Was not in the field at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park last week, and almost thought Trevor Polo was going to miss tonight's event as well. But he made it in, thankfully. So, as we finish up our qualifying here, we'll take you through the grid very fast. So it's looking like Cole Begunia will be your pole sitter. Briar LaPrade going to start second. Nate Lackamy third. Tyler Hensley fourth. Trevor Alon fifth. Gunther Dadson going to start sixth. Chester Gibson seventh. Trevor Rapolo going to start eighth. Justin Krasneski ninth. William Kruska 10th. And Braden Hoover going to round out the field here in the 11th position. So just talk to our pole sitter there, the 7 there of Cole Begunia. And one driver we may want to keep an eye out for, one that's very good on road courses, is that 4 of Justin Krasneski. Noted last time we were here, that was actually Wednesday for the Hardline Truck Series. Different car, obviously, but talking to a lot of guys, and they say this track feels very much like a road course, just with how the turns are. They can sometimes feel like a road course going through the corners, so can definitely play into Justin Krasneski's hand. Not in a must-win situation by any means, as we'll show you the chase points there. Currently, again, tied for the top of the standings. Gunther Dadson really the only one in a must-win situation. LaPrade only out by 1, and Rapolo out by 3. And we'll be updating that throughout the race tonight. I don't think it'll be as quickly as we had it last week at Canadian Tire. Obviously, at this track, basically everything changing every second. So, last time we were here as well, Wednesday, it seemed like a bit of an issue on starts, but then once everything got settled down, that's when we saw the green flag run start, and went green for quite a while. And it seems like that might be the case tonight, might not be. We'll have to wait and see here, really, this first lap, how everything plays out, but it seems like once these cars get more and more damage, that's when everyone starts settling down, because they're really going to have no trucks left to it. So, here you can see there, 250 laps here tonight. It's about 100 more than we ran Wednesday night here. Wednesdays were in the truck series, so. Going to say that'd be kind of interesting. We're showing my scoring actually correct, but once they started rolling, everything got mixed up. So 250 laps tonight, a very long race. Make a mistake early, definitely can recover from it, but get later into the race, and it's going to be much harder to overcome. And after tonight, only going to be one more shot to try and get your way into Homestead at Charlotte Motor Speedway next week. And I was kind of worried when I didn't see Trevor Rapolo there in the grid. Obviously, the chase, really top seat going in, I think we'd all have to say. And not coming tonight, I thought it was going to be a must-win situation. One last time we were there at Charlotte. It's looking like that won't be the case. Is the pace car going to pull down there? 7 of Cole Begunia. The pole sitter here tonight going to be in control of this field. And as we come off turn 4, the green flag is out, and we're away for race 2 of round 2. Looking like a really clean start there. Still side by side for the lead. Briar wants to lead lap 1, get that early bonus point. Cole Begunia going to want to lead the first lap after starting first here. Looking like Briar is actually going to get it. Yeah, Briar led lap 1. Put 1 bonus point on the board for LaPrade. You saw there, Begunia back out in front. But now trying to pull away from the rest of this field. Nate Lackamy third, Trevor Long fourth, Tyler Hensley going to round out the top 5 there. We got Chester Gibson 6th, Gunther Dadson in the field 7th in a must-win situation. That 8 car is. Justin Krasneski 8th at the moment. William Kruska 9th. Trevor Polo 10th. Braden Hoover in 11th. Have to see if Rapolo is going to be able to make it through the field again. Only still 3 points out. Still has some work to do tonight. Right now, all the way in the back, basically, not going to help his chances to try and get into the next round at Homestead. Only 3 drivers going to make it to that. And with that, lap 5, we'll step away for just a second here. I'm going to stay with the race here. Just going to do some quick updating to the points, get everything situated here, and have to see where everybody stacks up at that point. Well, you can see there the caution flag had come out. Apologize for stepping away for that quick second. Not sure exactly where that caution started. Actually, I believe it was the 5 of Tyler Hensley there, a little bit farther back in the pack. He is at the moment. See what happened to the 5 car. Oh, just slipped out, exiting 2 there. Haven't seen a lot of cars get loose, really exiting the corner a lot here at Martinsville, but obviously we've seen one here tonight. And Hensley going to go around there. Still a lot of time to make up ground, and Nate Lackamy actually going to stay out on track as everyone else is going to hit pit road there. Well, with that, that's and Nate's gonna actually come down pit road now. So either maybe missed pit road that time, or not sure what's going on there. But I was going to say that might throw everything out the window in terms of points, but. So that start that time wasn't as crazy as we've seen here at Martinsville, so like restarts won't be too hectic here tonight after what we saw there. Did see a couple guys on the restart though, looking like that high side, obviously not the preferred lane. Did see last time we were here at Martinsville Wednesday night that the 2 truck of Corey Hoover was able to somehow stay on the high side on his teammate of Ryan Dyson, was somehow able to clear him using that high side. So don't think we'll be able to see that here tonight, but that 18 of Briar LaPrade definitely tried to do it there on that last start. It wasn't successful as I had expected, but he's got another shot at it this time. So Briar had led 1 lap during that run, and Cole's led 9, and Nate Lackamy staying out there had led the other 2, so his car pulling down there. 7 still in control of this field. See the line there for the restart box. Green flag back out. We're away again. Much better start by that 7 Cole Magunier. Well, say that thought he's going to be able to clear Briar there. Still going to have a nose just outside. Now he'll be able to clear, and 18, yes, going to find a spot there on the inside. Singled out very quickly there. Gunther making his way up towards the front there. Again, in a must-win situation, that 8 car is. 16 into the wall just a little bit, and the 4 gets him in the left rear. See some damage to the 4 of Krasneski there. I don't think there'll be a lot of cars left here tonight that's some sort of damage, but so far it's been pretty clean and green. Not a lot of guys into the wall or into each other. I think that might be the first incident of the night. Almost happened again there, exiting 2. Seems like Gibson there has to really fight it off 2 to keep it out of that wall, and Krasniewski now going to be able to get around the 66 of Gibson, put him in the 4th place. Begunia out to a 5/10 of a second lead there, just behind this 18 in second. The 8 of Gunther Dadson trying to chase down the 18 of Briar LaPrade. And I'm not sure how many times we'll say tonight, but that 8 in a must-win situation. But if he does not get it tonight, still has another shot at Charlotte. Both of his wins here in the 2016 campaign have come on the restrictor plate track. He's got it at Daytona to ensure his way into the chase. That was the second Daytona race. And then Talladega in the chase got him into round 2 here. And missing last week at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park put him a fair ways behind. Now trying to make up some ground, so gonna step away for just a quick second. Everyone's gotten settled down. We'll try and recount points here and see where they all stack up here. Coming to lap 21. Alright, so we've gotten them updated for you there. As you can see, Krasinski still holds that top spot, running in the 3rd position, but Gibson not too far behind, 8 points above the cutoff line, and the Prad running 2nd at the moment, currently 6 above. And you have what we thought was the favorite coming in to the chase here. Trevor Apollo currently 6 below, Lackmy's 8 below, and Dadson again still in that must-win situation, 41 below. Not racing at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So Cole Bagunia has been out in front there for 41 laps out of the 45 so far that have been run. It's 18 of Briar LaPrade has not let the 7 get out too far ahead. Cole has not gotten too far ahead of him, and Nate saw the tires lock up there, and the 7 just about losing it, and that gap going to shrink a little bit more. Saw earlier there the 7 having a little bit of blinking issues, now stuck behind the lap car of Nate Lackmy. That 01 currently in the 9th place position. Thing to note, 69 of Braden Hoover was in 11th, has disconnected from the session tonight. Looking like he will be done. So that'll leave William Kruska in that 29 just ahead of them. You can see all the damage that was done to the 29. He's currently in 10th, 8 laps down. So that'll leave Tyler Hensley last on the lead lap here. You can see this fairly a big pack just behind everyone else. Trevor Polo still in that 5th place position, and that just gives you an idea. Again, still 6 points below this cutoff line. Maybe having to go into the situation where he goes into Charlotte, maybe with the mindset of having to win. See there, Briar getting a little bit of lap traffic stuck just ahead of him. Gonna get by the 29 there. Now he'll have to get in front of this 01 of Nate Lackmy. He's already lost about 2/10 to that 7 due to this lap traffic. And don't look now, but the 4 of Justin Krasnowski currently in the 3rd place position. Now it seemed like beginning of the race, car wasn't too sporty, but that they came down pit road around lap 10. It seemed like good pit strategy. Got him out in a much better position around 5th, and he's just worked his way up ever since. Had a little bit of contact, you can see there, with the 66 of Gibson, and the 01 going to go around off the bumper of LaPrade. I'm thinking LaPrade probably just got a bit too impatient after that one, with Nate being a lap car, but have to see what happened there between those two drivers. The 01 didn't go there. It was a bit strange. I don't think Briar got into him there. We'll ride on board here with the 18. I don't think he got into him. I think Nate may have just spun the tires off the corner, and that got him loose. You can see really slow there. Yeah, didn't get into him. Just exiting the corner, got loose. Second time tonight we've seen that. So everyone going to come down pit road there, as expected. 200 laps left to go in this race as of tonight. Only 52, in the books on 53. And Gibson stayed out to lead a lap there. And we'll update the points here just a bit later in the race. So Cole Jr.'s still going to be your leader. Be interesting to see how far that sets the rest of these guys back. Top 3 get out. Or excuse me, the top 4. No, the top 3 get out where they had went in. Rapolo going to gain a spot on that set of stops. Charlam going to be in the 5th position. Felt like there's a little bit of contact between two cars. Not exactly sure where that was. We'll quickly see if we can sneak in a word with our in-race reporter here. the 7 of Cole Begunia. Cole, you got a second to chat?
Yep.
Well, I saw a bit of blinking issues earlier, but haven't really seen that. About 20 laps to go, it seemed to be the issue, but been up front for 9 of the 54 laps tonight. That car looks pretty strong.
Yeah, it is. I think we're probably the best on the long run, too. I don't know, we'll see as the race goes on, but on the long run we were able to pull away there, so hopefully we keep on doing that.
Absolutely. 1 to go. We'll let you go and hope to talk to you later.
10-4.
Alright, so that sets up another restart here. Good thing for Cole, he hasn't lost one yet on a restart, but this 18, again, hasn't really let him get too far ahead. Just coming around to that restart line. Green flag back out. We're back racing. The 18, a great jump on that start. Unfortunately, not going to have the preferred lane. I thought he was not going to be able to. Don't think he'll be able to get cleared by the 7. He'll be side by side down the back straightaway. 7 still going to have the preferred lane. Be side by side in 3. Neither one going to give an inch there. And finally, the 18 will get cleared by the 7 there. So that'll put Briar LaPrade back out in front. Question is, how long is the 7 going to be able to stay behind him before he can get back out in front? Tried to get it into 3 there with the nose inside, but did not have the run he needed. He'll try again in 1. It seemed like this 18 was really leaving the door open there. They'll be side by side as they get down to the back straightaway. 18 had the run off the corner. And just behind those two, battling, the 4 and 17 now slowly starting to get into this picture. Again, it mentioned at the top of the broadcast there as the 17 almost put the bumper to the 4, but it mentioned this track has been compared a lot to 2 really road course corners. You do see a lot of road course ringers, if you will, do very well here at Martinsville. Real world example is AJ Allmendinger, and a lot of guys I race with, a lot of them good on the road courses, say, or do very well here. So no surprise Krasnetsky up here tonight, not in a must-win situation obviously, just looking for another solid night after what could have been a win last week at Mosport. It ended up being a 3rd place finish. The 17 looked like he'll get the run on the outside of the 4. Turn 2 there, still be side by side down the back straightaway. Looks like Krasnetsky will just let 17 have it. It's back up front. 18 starting to pull away just a little bit. You can see about a 2 to 3 car length gap in between those 2 cars. Just like with Briar there, Cole not letting this 18 get too far ahead too quickly here. Go back in the field just a little bit. There you can see all 3 chase contenders there, or at least 3 of the 6 of them. Got Gibson there in 5th, got Dadson in 6th, Rapolo in 7th. Looking at the points so far tonight, I think anyone below this cutoff, these are not updated as of yet, but these 3 in the cutoff virtually in a must-win situation if they want to get by to the next round, the final round at Homestead Miami Speedway. I'd have to say Lackney still being a lap down in 9th. Already had his issues tonight. Dadson obviously going to be a must-win situation, but Rapolo still 6 points out of it after a rough week last week at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. So at the moment, again, still have 1 race to go, but 3 up top would be the 3 getting to Homestead with a chance at that championship. And you can see there Gibson now starting to pull away just a little bit. Try and set his sights on the 4 of Krasneski. He's got to get about 2 seconds to that 4. It's about the gap from them. So now we see Trevor Alam starting to close the gap on the 7 of Begunia. He had mentioned he's better on the long run, so thinking we may have to wait until that before that 7 starts to come to life again. Thinking why the 18 in the 7 had such a gap last time. Seemed like lap traffic became a bit more of an issue earlier than it is as of now. Next lap car will be this 29 of Kruska. Well, he's actually going to come down pit road there, so that won't be an issue. But now the 17 going to have the preferred lane on Cole there, and he will get the position away from Begunia. That'll put him back to the 3rd spot, put Alam up to the 2nd spot. So 72 laps down, LaPrade trying to be the first of the chase drivers to lock himself into Homestead Miami Speedway in 2 weeks' time. Last week we had the 24 of Thomas Bressi win that race. Not in the field tonight. Only having a power outage over where he's at, so unfortunately he wasn't able to attend tonight. Go back in the field just a little bit again. Probably the best battle on the track as of right now between this 9 and the 8. You can already see the pretty heavy damage on that 8 off the Gunther Datsun. I thought it was a little bit loose exiting too there. You can see how sideways it got on the bottom, and now Rapolo will try and take advantage of that. He will take the 6th spot away as of now, so it hasn't cleared Datsun quite yet. As the caution is out, 29 of William Kruska, I think, may have been the cause of that. Have to see what happened to William possibly exiting the pits there. Side by side with Nate there, and like he got a little bit loose, had some contact with Nate, and Nate probably not too happy about that and kind of finished him off there as he was still sliding to try and catch that car. Back a little bit farther. This is about a lap previous to that. Up top, but not sure if he got. It just seemed like that car stopped turning, so he's still trying to catch there, and then Nate finished him off there. Very lucky he didn't catch that inside wall with those water barrels there. Now that car would have a lot more damage would that have been the case, and you can see there Gunther Datsun actually going to stay out there. He's going to lead a lap tonight. Not really going to be able to point his way in, but at this point I think well, I'd like to say every point matters, but when you're 40 points behind, not much you can do besides win, but that's going to get him to the top spot. Still a long ways to go yet tonight, closing in on 150 laps to go. Well, he led his 1 lap, and now he will hit it down pit road there and surrender the lead to the 4 of Krasneski. Krasneski actually took 2 tires on that stop. Gonna put the 4 out in front. Brad to 2nd. Trevor Alam 3rd. Cole Begunia gonna restart 4th, and Gunther Datsun actually gonna restart 7th at the moment. Chester Gibson is in that 5th spot. So lights will go out on the pace car. Take the green on lap 81 of 250. Still a very long ways to go for a lot of these guys, so I guess that last caution saw our first real caution, if you can say that. First physical caution. First one was brought out by the 5, just looping it out of 2. One time, a little bit of contact. It was the start of that. So you're going to come out of turn 4. 4 is going to be your leader as the green flag flies. The 18, another great restart there. We'll be side by side as we enter one. Thought that was heading straight for the 18's door. Into 3, the 18 going to have the advantage. The 4 going to go around into 3. A lot of contact made behind them. Caution flag comes back out. And that could have been much worse than it was. You can see the 4 with a little bit of nose damage there, but again, could have been much worse. So this was the restart. A little bit blinked by the 4 there. Head into 3. He's looking like that car just never made the corner. See, not a lot of other cars involved in that. The 17, not a lot of damage to that car. The 4, a bit of rear end damage after getting the inside wall. The front end just a little beat up. He will come down pit road along with the 17. The owner, Nate Lackme, will get his lap back, and that'll put him back on the lead lap. We'll get you our next points update here probably around the lap 100 mark. That'll mark 150 laps to go tonight. So this race hasn't been quite as physical as a lot of Martinsville races have been in prior years, not here in the high voltage racing league, just in general. They've been playing nice with each other for quite a while here. That may change as we get closer to the checkered flag tonight. Cole Bagunia back to the second spot. This will give him a chance to try and snag that lead back. So far he's led 50 laps on the night, but after Briar LaPrade took the lead, Briar's led 26 laps so far. Looking for a bit more here. Again, Briar trying to lock himself into Homestead, Miami. That shot at the championship. Still 3 spots left. As last week, the win was taken by a non-chase driver. And it's looking like Trevor Apollo, must have been caught up in something. He'd gone 8 laps down and has disconnected from the race. It's going to put him in it's likely a must-win situation as we head to Charlotte next week. Again, he won last time we were there, so going to have to do the same thing next week, it's looking like. And William Kruzka is also disconnected, so 8 cars on the track, all on the lead lap. Those are the only cars left in the session. As the green flag flies, we'll try it again here. 18, a great start there. 17 will try and get to the inside. Chester Gibson already there. Cole going to go all the way wide, almost into the wall. Into the wall there, exiting 2. That could have been much worse for that 7. Take a look at that start from the air there. Saw that 18 got a great start. Cole thought he had a spot open on the inside, but 66 saw the 18 go. 17 might have just not gotten the best start. No, but 66 actually really threw it into 1. No contact was made, but the 7 was taking evasive action. Make sure he didn't get into those guys. So that'll put Cole actually in last here in the 8th position. The 5 had some sort of issue there. Like he was possibly stopped there on the racetrack. See what happened to him. Racing with the 8-0 Dadson there. Oh. Locked the brakes up to make sure he didn't get into the back of him. Thought he spun it around, but it's a great job of saving it. He'll soldier on. So they'll put LaPrade in the lead there. Gibson currently in second. Dadson third. Alam fourth, and Krasneski ran out the top 5. It will be Begunia, Lackamy, and Hensley. Round out your top 8. And again, Trevor Apollo stuffed the session tonight 9th. Willem Kruska 10th. Braden Hoover ran out the field there in 11th. Well, it seems like everyone's settled out, so we'll try and get this points update a bit early here. Lap 92. We'll step away for just a quick second. We'll do some points updating. Don't go away. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to the Martinsville Speedway, the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Martinsville 250 here tonight. Race 2 of round 2, west of Homestead Miami Speedway. It'll be in 2 weeks' time. You saw there, Trevor Alom got the lead away from Briar LaPrade. And while we were away, the chase points have been updated as of around lap 105. So, as you can see there, Gibson now going to take away the top spot. Has an 8-point cushion. Krasneski a 7-point cushion. And LaPrade a 4-point cushion. Lackaby only 4 points out. Rapolo 10 points out. And Datsun 44 points out. Those two at the bottom, Rapolo and Datsun, going to be in must-win situations, essentially, as we go into Charlotte next week, the final race of round 2. So if you're Gibson and Krasneski, you really like your odds as we head into Charlotte. And again, tonight, you can be able to fall further than 8th. So with that, you really like your chances next week. A lot of guys have been spread out since the drop of the green here for the restart. See, the closest really is that 4 to the 66 here. We'll ride on board with Krasneski here. See who he takes the Martinsville Speedway. We saw it earlier in the week at Wednesday with the trucks. They were downshifting, getting into the corners, and this can be done sometimes with the V-cars here, but the problem with doing that I have found is that when you start downshifting, those temperatures start increasing and eventually gets to the point where it could possibly damage that engine if you keep it up too much. But these two right here, 3rd and 4th, essentially in great spots. Don't want to say locked into the next round, because obviously they're definitely not, but they're in great positions heading in to Charlotte next week. So Alom has stretched it out to about a 2-second lead over the 18 of Briar LaPrade there. And then 4 seconds over Chester Gibson there in 3rd. Just behind those guys is the 7. Not a lot of cautions on the night here. Only been around 3, only 2. About 2 due to physical contact. 1 just looping it out of the corner. But so far, it's been a fairly calm race tonight. Have to see if that's going to continue throughout the night. Normally towards the end of these Martinsville races. Excuse me. Currently towards the end of these Martinsville races, you start losing your patience as a driver, and can lead to a lot of ill temperaments, if you will, towards the end of the race, where give and take can be, these last 200 laps, then you get under 50 to go, and start giving less and taking more. So, just see how the rest of this race plays out. Again, only 8 cars left on track, so see there, Krasneski starting to close the gap on Gibson here. Get longer into this run. Right on board again with Krasneski there. The gap between these two. This is the battle for 3rd. Blink there by the 4 of Krasneski. Now, with this really being a rhythm-based racetrack, I'm sure blinking probably going to take you out of that rhythm. But a big slip there by the 66 of Gibson. They saw Krasnetsky was basically to the rear bumper of Gibson. So he will continue to hound for that spot. And when this happens, essentially flip-flops that top two. It'll put Krasnetsky with an 8-point cushion, Gibson with a 7, and LaPrade will stay there with the 4-point cushion. But really, Rapolo and Dadson can't go much higher or lower tonight. With Rapolo already leaving the race tonight, and Dadson 44 points behind, not going to be a lot to gain there. So you can see there, Krasnetsky going to get low on the 66 there. Not sure if Gibson left that hole open on purpose. Now we'll have the 66 cleared as we go into 1. So that'll put Krasnetsky in the 3rd spot. Those two didn't battle for long, so Bagunia's still back there in the 5th spot. About a second and a half behind those two who are battling for 3rd, excuse me. About 20 laps away from 100 to go tonight. So we start getting less and less chances, should you have some sort of mistake, to be able to come back from those mistakes. But hasn't been a lot of them tonight. Krasnetsky having one of the worst, I'd have to say, having that contact with the 18 of Briar LaPrade for the lead. Had a little bit of a spin up there, but see there up into the 3rd spot. Had some rear end damage as well. Still there, but car not looking like it's hurt too badly, and he's charging there in the top 3. Now you can see, looking like the 66 may be fading just a little bit. These long runs may not be too big of a help for Gibson there. As Bagunia now starting to close in the gap on the 66. Try and get a cooler view there, not one we get a lot here. Riding on board with the 66 of Chester Gibson, looking just behind the 7 of Cole Bagunia there. Bagunia was the pole sitter on the night. Has led 50 laps to start. And Briar LaPrade got by him. And then eventually Elam got by 18 of Briar LaPrade. And so far, Elam has led 36. The 134 laps tonight. LaPrade with 39. So very close to overtaking him for laps led. After that, it's only about 10 away from 50, which Cole has, and he will lead the most laps tonight. Still a long ways to go, so that title far from being able to be locked up tonight. I must say, wish Cole would get a little bit closer to the back bumper of this 66 of Gibson. Give us a bit closer look at the rear, or the front bumper of the 7. Gives you an idea of how far this 4 is being able to pull away from the 66 of Gibson. It's a fairly tight battle, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You could throw a blanket over them. Saw just in the rear of that camera shot the 5 of Tyler Hensley Just about a second and a half back of those three. Pretty evenly spaced out between those three as try that same shot here on the 4 of Krasneski. This gives you a bit of a listen in on the different engine tones, if you could say, engine sounds between the Chevrolet and the Toyota as well. There's only one Ford in the field, but so far he is left the server tonight. That's the 69 of Braden Hoover. Another little blink there for 4 of Krasneski. Looking like Cole Bagunia there. Amount of charge on the 7, or excuse me, the 66 of Gibson, and now all of a sudden Hensley's going to be into this picture as well, about 8/10 back of the 7 of Bagunia. So that might show that the 66 may be holding up Bagunia just a little bit. As I said, Hensley now is going to be into this battle as well before too long. This is an onboard shot that we don't get to use a lot here on the nose of Tyler Hensley, and should give us an even better view on the 7 here. I don't think that damage on the 66 was caused by Bagunia. Definitely shows how close he gets to the rear bumper of Gibson. Here we go. Now he's going to get to the inside of Gibson there. This will put him to the 4th spot. Now he'll try and get by the 4 of Krasneski. Both got a little bit loose exiting 4 there. They'll be side by side. And now Hensley is right there. Hensley recovering nicely from an issue he had when we got back to the green flag. Just about lost it exiting 2. But a nice save, and now he's going to get... I thought he was going to be able to get that 5th spot away, but Gibson going to try and hold it there on the outside. He'll go a little bit wide. It should give the advantage to Hensley there. Oh, just behind those two. Well, the 8 looking like he's about to go a lap down. Nate Lackmead already gone 1 down. That's looking like Dadson going to be the next. What you see there, Bagunia was able to get around Krasneski there, so that'll put him to the 3rd spot. Hensley still battling with the 66 back there, trying to get into the top 5 here. Into 3 and does have the 66 cleared there. So now Bagunia about 5.5 seconds back of Briar LaPrade. Cycle will either need a caution or a good pitch strategy, as might closing in on green flag stops before too long here. 100 laps to go here tonight at Martinsville. Your top 5 there going to step away, going to do some updating of the points, and then we'll be right back. Don't go away, you won't miss a thing. Welcome you back to the Martinsville Speedway here tonight. High Voltage Racing League presented by Arcade Productions. 250 laps around the Martinsville Speedway here tonight. And again, updated the points just a bit there under the break. It's all going to change there at the 7 of Cole Bagunia coming down pit road, and this will cycle out or be our first round of green flag stops, it's looking like. But the chase points right now, you can see there, Gibson is now ahead. Excuse me, that's actually Krasneski going to be actually ahead of Krasneski there. And then LaPrade, still your top three looking the same. Lackaby now about 5 points out of it. That was before the green flag stops started here. Someone was a bit of smoke mixing pit road, but now the 66 will be able to get by the 4 of Krasneski. Saw they were battling side by side before we turn to the 7. So Bagunia will start the round of green flag stops. Who will come in next? And it will be a pretty good gauge of whether he came down a bit too early, or if these other guys are just going to try and stretch it out a bit longer. Again, under 100 laps to go tonight. So right now, Trevor Alam out in front. A pretty healthy margin, 5 seconds he has over the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Passed him for most laps led, and more recently had just passed the 7 of Cole Bagunia for most laps led tonight. 69 laps coming on 70, he will lead. Cole Bagunia was second with 50. Other than that, car is still on track. The only one who's not led tonight is the 5 of Tyler Hensley. Other than that, Gibson has led 2, Krasneski 2, Dadson 2, and Lackaby 2. It's looking like a tough night for one chaser, in particular the 9 of Trevor Apollo will finish 9th here tonight after disconnecting from some sort of incident. Had gone 8 laps down and decided to call it quits tonight. So still not seeing a lot of cars coming down pit road, if any. So Cole stopped around 165, I'd have to imagine, but he's gone 2 laps down due to the green flag stops. And once everyone comes around, should be able to cycle out, but right now not looking like a lot of guys ready to come down. Not a whole lot of battles around the racetrack. I mentioned the 66 of Gibson was able to get by Krasneski there. See Krasneski thought the 7 would be able to challenge. The 7's got a lot of internet issues right there. Couldn't tell exactly where he was on the racetrack. But just in front of Gibson now is that 01 of Nate Lackaby, and just in front of him is the 5 of Tyler Hensley. Just Nate separates Hensley and Gibson. Gibson trying to force the issue there. Gets underneath the 01 and will easily clear Nate. Again, Nate was a lap down, so we're just trying to get by him. Not exactly saying Nate will need to. We saw last round, his back was against the wall, essentially in a must-win situation coming to Dover. You can see there the 5 of Tyler Hensley now coming to pit road. Question will be who will follow. The 18 had already come down as well, so like Hensley was just following Breyer there. At the 01, his back was against the wall at Dover. Was essentially in a must-win situation there. Again, not looking like it will be the same situation for the 01. But might just come down to that at Charlotte. Currently 1 lap down at the moment. It might be hard to recover as we get to Charlotte. And this points being before the green flag stops had started. Black Man and Polo looking like in the biggest trouble as we head into Charlotte. LaPrade has been stout all night, running second, running 7th at the moment. The green flag stops, but still waiting for everyone to come down to cycle all that out. And that might just be their final stop, because that was a very long green flag run. And with that, it was only about 80 laps to go when they came out. You can see Brad just behind them. Nate pulling over and not coming down pit road yet. That just gives you the example of fresh tires compared to old tires there. A full second advantage, lap time wise, on fresh tires. So 70 laps to go tonight. Trevor Lom, still your leader, still needs to come down pit road here at some point. See just in front of him, Hensley was able to drive around and get one of his laps back there. And we've seen the disadvantages of staying out. Fresh tires definitely much better here, and getting them quicker can definitely be, as we said there, the disadvantage for these guys staying out on longer runs. Seen it multiple times. Doesn't really pay off. Unless we get a caution, we're going to get one right there at the 17, losing it off turn 4. No caution has actually come out, surprisingly. Some good front end damage there. And you saw it there live, but we'll get a better look at it there. Looking like the same thing that happened to Hensley off turn 2 just happened to the 17. Loose off the corner. Pretty heavy contact with the inside wall there. But now he will come down pit road, and he's going to lose a lot of time, both staying out longer and that spin on pit road. The 66 of Gibson will now acquire the lead there. But Gibson still needing to come down pit road. The question is going to be these guys who came in quicker, the 7 being our main focus there. Is it enough to where that was probably the final stop of the night, which puts yourself in a situation where you're still a couple laps short, so short that saving not going to be too easy. But coming in earlier, that's going to put Cole there up to the 2nd spot, and will be the leader once Gibson comes down pit road. Right now, 17 of Trevor Lom cycled out to the 5th spot. Gibson just coming down there. 4 of Krasneski just coming out from his green flag stop. So that'll cycle everyone through. Lagunia will get the lead there, coming to 60 laps to go. And again, imagine they will be. But is that the final stop of the night? Of course, we get a caution. Imagine we'll see everyone down pit road. I think it'd be stupid not to come. Cole will have to lead about 35 more laps if he wants to get the most laps led tonight. So Breyer now chasing down Bagunia again. Saw this story earlier in the race. Trevor Long going to get to third place now. But about 7.5 seconds back of this lead. It's going to be a long ways forward if he wants to get back to this lead. Possibly take home the checkered flag here, just coming 6 laps to go. Oh my god. Lackamy and Dadson back there. A little bit of a close quarters racing there. Dadson will get that spot. 7th place, that is lucky dog position. And something happened to Cole there, not exactly sure, but he lost all his momentum. And now LaPrade on the rear bumper, look like he's going to surrender the position there to the 18 of LaPrade. They'll be side by side. And we'll get the position. Not exactly sure what happened to Bagunia there. Sure if it was loose off one corner, or if it was just Cole losing that much time. Anyway, he was probably really slow off turn 2 there, but that'll cycle Cole out to second there. And LaPrade still trying to punch his ticket to Homestead Miami early. But don't look now, Alam is coming. 2 seconds already made up, about 4.5 seconds back of Cole there. 5.5 back to the lead, and you can see there the 0-1 of Nate Lackamy has gone around and punched the big reset button on it all. We'll see what happened to Nate here. Imagine just got loose exiting the corner, possibly in the middle of the corner. See, blocked the brakes up there. Got on the curb, and yeah, that's exactly what spun him out there. I think he got loose in the middle of the corner, but he's in a very vulnerable position there. I have to imagine everyone going to come down pit road there. The top 4 will. Top 5, excuse me. Although everyone on the lead lap, so Gunther Dyson will get the lucky dog there. Nate Lackamy wouldn't have been eligible for it anyways because he had brought out that caution. Like I said, this is a good reset button hit on it all because Cole Bagunia had, you saw there losing some time, most likely due to how long he was out there on those tires. We'll get the second position. The 17 going to hit the cone. Not sure if that will be a penalty. Now the 8 is going to pick that up, and we got a stray cone on the racetrack. Don't worry, it'll reset there. So Briar LaPrade still going to be your leader exiting pit road. We'll have to see if the 7 of Bagunia now has anything for LaPrade on even tires. But I think Alam has been so strong tonight. Definitely don't count him out. Gibson going to try and get the wave around there. A lot of clean cars so far here tonight, coming to 50 laps to go. Not exactly what you see around here at Martinsville. See Gibson fairly clean there. I think he had some rear end damage. The 18, Briar LaPrade, virtually clean there. The 7 as well. Alam was clean until he had that contact with the inside wall. And Hensley again, very clean race car. Hensley, I'd like to say, is spotless on that car. Swim to go there. Gibson will get the wave around. Cycle out Briar LaPrade to the lead. Cole Bagunia, not exactly sure what happened to him. Might have given himself an EOL. Yes, he did. So Cole was given an EOL penalty there. So have to wait for just a second to ensure that was the case, but it's going to put him back to the 5th position. Not exactly sure why, but See here, green flag back out. Let's see if Breyer can hold on to it. Punches early ticket to Homestead. Not sure if this will be the final restart or not. They've been fairly clean throughout this entire race. So Hensley to third there. Krasnetsky fourth. And Datsun was able to get to the fifth position there. Just behind LaPrade there is the 17 of Alon. And don't use those camera angles too often. So here you go, 50 laps to go. The final sprint to the checkered flag. That might have been the final restart tonight. Again, they've been fairly clean throughout the race, but 50 laps to go. They might be getting a little bit more desperate. The bumper maybe used a bit more. Alon's been so strong throughout the entire race, but Pratt trying to punch again his early ticket to that championship 3. Still very close throughout the field there. 1 through 3, or 1, 2, 3. Throw a blanket over them. Krasnetsky not too far behind as well. Cole Baguni, the pole sitter, but he had a strong car. Started strong on the night. It seemed like once we talked to him in the race, might have cursed him there. He's has been back up front since. See some internet issues with him blinking just a bit there. So now LaPrade starting to pull away a bit there from the 17. Now he'll have the 5 to deal with of Tyler Hensley. Hensley has slowly been making gains towards the front all night. Haven't talked about him too much. He's there when it counts the most with 50 laps to go. The wall. Hensley goes just a bit. Brad has pulled out 7/10 of a second lead as of now. And again, they're fairly close throughout the field, but got this battle for second there. Krasnetsky not too far behind them. You got Cole and Gunther going at it for the 5th position. Gibson in 7th position there, just behind Nate Lackermy, who's 2 laps down at the moment. Hensley had been so close to the back bumper of Alon. There was working him over for a while, but now he's pulled out to about a 6/10 of a second gap. Just about the same gap he has to the 18 of Breyer LaPrade, the 17 does. Looks looking like he'll have a battle with Krasnetsky going on before too long. Right on board with 17. Looking like he hit the apron just a little bit there. Going to struggle to get back onto the gas. Here comes the 5 of Hensley all of a sudden. Trying to get to the inside. The 17 going to shut the door. 40 laps away from this checkered flag flying. Should it stay green, that's going to count down very quickly here. Not a lot of time here. The 7 Bagunya taking that 5th spot away from Datsun. That let LaPrade pull out to about a second lead over the 17. And the 5 of Hensley really loose off turn 2 there. What a save. Only going to lose 1 position off that. That could have been much worse than it was for that 5. So now he'll have to track down this 4 of Krasneski, get by him, and then he'll have to get by the 17 if he wants another shot at it. Nothing out the rear view. Cole Bagunia 2.5 seconds back of this 5. So now we'll monitor the lap times here between the 18 and the 17. Alam only a tad quicker. That time around, Laprade with 20.66. Alam with a 6 or 0.61. So only about 5/100ths quicker this time around. That time, Laprade a little bit quicker. 3/100ths. I believe Alam got into the wall just a little bit there. Bagunia having a bit of internet issues as well. So is the 4. Both have been pretty in and out all race long. Saw an issue at earlier in the week, Wednesday, the Hardline Truck Series. 4 cars all at the same time virtually throughput the server. It was a first for me, and tonight we've had blinking cars, but haven't seen anyone quite lose connection yet. Here we go, coming to 30 laps to go. The 01 stopped on the French straightaway there. 18 had to take evasive action, not going to get the entry into one that he prefers. That'll put Lagamy 3 laps down there in that 01. Alam only 7/10ths back of this lead. 6/10ths now, coming to 30 laps to go. One mistake by Alam. It's possibly further back than he was before. The gap is on your screen there. Laprade only about 14 laps away from being able to take away most laps led tonight. Alam has something to say about that. 8/10ths back of this 18. 28 laps to go. Had a very strong run in that long run that ultimately led to green flag pit stops. This time around, a little bit shorter run to the checker flag. But he is there, not as close as he'd want to be, but slowly closing in the gap here. He's not too much quicker each lap. Ultimately, it may add up. It's 25 laps to go. He's not making a huge gains at it, like we said. Slowly, though, closing it in. 7/10ths now. Alam just looking for his first win on the season. Laprade looking to punch it in early to Homestead, Miami in 2 weeks' time to run for that championship. Doesn't want to have to worry about Charlotte next week. Wants to be able to go in there just focused on Homestead next week. Go in there for fun. right now on track to do it. The 17 now 6/10ths back, slowly closing in here to 20 laps to go. 5/10ths back now. The 17 is. That gap has increased. And now decreased. That time around was a full 10th better than the 18 that 17 was. Should LaPrade win, not in the safest spot in terms of points. Got a little bit wide there and won. Barely holding off to a cutoff spot, but in. But should Rapolo or Dadson win next week, or Lackney for that matter, pushes him out. Even if he has the best night, running second. Unless the 4 or 66 for that matter do not race next week, I think that's going to be the only shot he has at being able to stay in to the championship hunt. 19 laps away from the checkered flag. Just got to do 19 more circuits out in front, and he will take home the checkered flag tonight for the Homestead Miami. That last lap, 2 laps ago, LaPrade was about 2/10ths better than Elam that time around. Basically dead even for that top spot. They are catching lap traffic, the 66 of Gibson, and now that gap is virtually eliminated. Well, it was in the middle of 3 exiting the corner, not so much. Into the wall goes the 17 of Elam. That gap can increase a little bit more. It wasn't too hard of contact for Trevor there. Not gonna hurt the car too much. Already seeming like it's hurt enough when you look at the front end of that thing. LaPrade going to be able to get around the 66, no problem there. Elam gonna have the same luxury. Gibson gonna leave that bottom lane open. Knows this battle for the lead going on. Not gonna want to get in the middle of that. 15 laps to go. Elam a 10th better that time around. A little bit wide for the 18. Left a lot of bottom open. Virtually the same that last time. 5/10ths of a second, the gap there. A little bit loose for the 18, exiting 4. A little bit of a wiggle. Didn't hurt too much. Elam only beat him that time by 2 1,000ths of a second that last lap. Wide again goes the 18. That gap now eliminated. The 17 a little bit loose. 10 laps to go. The 17 right on the rear bumper of LaPrade. Riding on board here with the 17. Right on the nose. See just how close he can get to the 18 now. A little bit loose, exiting 4. think Alam knows it's go time at this point, now or never. 4/10 of a second the gap. You have to put everything on the table if he wants to win this race tonight. Into the wall he goes again. A little bit of a scrape, not too hard. Going to slow his momentum down the front straightaway. And again, thinking Alam was a bit better there on the longer runs. That's not what it's going to come down to tonight at this point. It was only about a 50-lap run to the checkered flag. 3/10 of a second, now the gap. 6 laps to go. Alam is there. 2/10 of a second there. Alam really going to dive it down that time. Almost got to the bumper of the 18. Now we're starting to see that he will use the nose if it's necessary. 5 laps to go. This next flag going to end it. Whether it's the yellow or the white. Or I guess I should say the checkered. I'm not going to be able to go back to green. Should happen. You saw the 18. I think he locked up the front tires just a little bit there. Slowed him up. 17 going to pull to the inside. The 18 going to chop him off. He locks up the tires again. I believe they touched just a little bit there. Right on board the 17. Coming to 3 laps to go. The pressure's on. The 18 a little bit loose there. Opens the door for the 17. Alam wasn't able to capitalize. 3 laps to go. Again, the 18 opens up the door. Side by side, exiting the corner. A little bit of contact there. Cuts him off, entering the corner. The 17 has to lock him up. Gives him a little bump again. Ever so close we come now. Into the bumper again. A little bit of a bump. Side by side, coming to the white flag. Advantage 17. LaPrade might have just lost it there. He's got one more corner. He'll try anything. He'll give him a bump. He goes wide. LaPrade with the lead, exiting the corner. The 17 into the wall. LaPrade somehow going to get it. And obviously the 17 wasn't happy about it there. And the 7 hits him. And that was a bump and run. Played to perfection, I'd have to say. Not too happy about it. Obviously, the 17 of Alam was, but that's what you're going to have to do if you want to win these races. Let's show you that finish. We'll go back one more lap here. And we'll show you from the blimp. See, he cuts him off there. That was about 2 laps to go. Gives him a bump there. Wasn't happy about that block. This is coming to the white. Another bump there. They get side by side. This is coming to the white flag. Gives him a bump there. And they come out of 2. He wasn't fazed by that one. Then we get into 3 here. Really hits him that time. Overshoots the corner. Gets in the wall just a little bit there. And the 18 gets it there and obviously wasn't happy about it. Gets into the rear bumper. And the 18 going to do some celebrating there. So we'll step away for just a quick second, get everyone situated, go over points, and then talk to our top 3 finisher here. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And just finishing up here from the Martinsville Speedway tonight for the High Voltage Racing League, presented by RK Productions. 250 laps around this half-mile paperclip, and it saw this 18 going to victory lane and punching his ticket early here into the chase. But before that, I'm going to take you through where everybody finished tonight. Again, Briar LaPrade going to victory lane, Trevor Ulam second, Justin Krasneski third, Tyler Hensley fourth, Cole Bagunia fifth, Gunther Dadson sixth, Chester Gibson seventh, Nate Lackamy eighth, Trevor Polo ninth, William Cruiser going to round out the top 10, and then Braden Hoover going to round out the field in 11th. Before we talk to our winner here, I'm going to take you through where everybody stands in terms of points here tonight. LaPrade going to go with one win tonight and will advance into Homestead Miami Speedway. Justin Krasneski going to be second there, 9 points to the good. Gibson 5 points to the good. And then Nate Lackamy has a bit more ground to make up, 5 points back. Rapolo 10 and Datsun 44. Rapolo and Datsun basically in must-win situations tonight. And now we bring in our winner of tonight's event, Briar LaPrade.
And that wasn't even...
Oh, sorry about that.
You're fine.
Well, going to victory lane tonight, some may say it's questionable, but at a short track, you're going to have to do what you got to do to win it tonight. And had a very strong car, not really dropping out of the top 3 all night tonight, Briar.
Yeah, I had a strong car tonight. Me, Cole, and Trevor. I honestly feel really bad for moving them, but I had to do it just to get into that championship round. And I feel really bad for doing that. I said I'm gonna give them a win somewhere, and I'll help them do it. But yeah, I was just trying to get into the championship 4 or 3, because next week you never know what's gonna happen. I could wreck, and then that'd be it.
Well, absolutely. And again, very strong car tonight. I have to say, at some point, you're going to have to get stingy, especially when you're going for a championship. Again, helping a teammate there, obviously very important. But when you're coming down to a championship, I think it's pretty safe to say it's every man for yourself. And obviously, tonight you showed it. Not very happy with it, but it got you into Homestead Miami Speedway.
Yeah, I'm very glad we're getting to Homestead. Kind of curious to see who we're going to be facing at Homestead. But yeah, like you said, every man for himself, but I just don't like winning that way. I'm just glad I didn't spin them either, get them out of second place completely, but I had to do what I had to do. I feel bad. Sorry, Trevor.
Absolutely. Unfortunate for that, but it seems like that's what short track racing is. But again, congratulations tonight, Briar. You're going to Homestead Miami Speedway, and we hope to see you next week.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So now we'll talk to our third place finisher here, Justin Krasneski. Trevor Ulam did not come into the team speak to comment, so I'm sure very hot. After a very strong car tonight, finishing second, so close to that win. Definitely understand some of Trevor's frustration there. But as we said, coming for a championship, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do, and obviously, that's what Briar did tonight. But now we'll talk to Justin Krasneski here. Justin, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, it seemed like it was a pretty rocky start. Got out with early pit stop there. Got you the lead, and then a little bit of a spin there. But brought it home third tonight. Seemed like an up and down night tonight.
Yeah, I knew I was seeing a couple of guys lead a lap and then just cycle to the back. So I figured, why do that when I could just get 2 tires and hopefully get a short run. And I the lead, and that restart going to turn 3. Briar wasn't clear, and I probably should have come a break, but it was either take him out or hop the curb and spin out in front of the field, and I opted not to take him out. No reason to do that early, and our car was okay. We probably had about 4th car, but we rallied around and ran about 3rd or 4th most of the night, and that was about all we had, really. The 1776 team, I don't know what they did this week, but they were on fire. Big props to Tyler, though. I mean, he moved me out of his way, taking me out like 3 or 4 times, and he did the chase and respected what we were racing for, so props to him.
And speaking of that, we go to the final race of round 2 next week. You're in a very comfortable situation. What's the mindset going into Charlotte, knowing you have that gap, but still anything can happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to, if you think about what the Joe Gibbs got at Talladega this year, it's not quite be that comfortable, but I'm not exactly sure what the number is. You guys probably know, but we're going to go in there and, have a solid run, what we do. I mean, we haven't won a lot this year, but we've been, top 5, 7 car every week, and that's what we need next week to be able to move on to Homestead. So that's what we're going to look for, and not take any too big of chances.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the third solid place finish tonight, and we wish you the best of luck next week, and hope to see you then.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
And that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. Going to have to catch your breath after that finish. No, I definitely am. And that's going to finish it up tonight. Next week, we head to Charlotte for the only race on our schedule, the Full Throttle TV schedule. Other 2 leagues are off for Thanksgiving break, but they opted to race next Saturday as well, and that will decide who races at Homestead Miami Speedway. So tonight, I'm Justin Kolb. Thank you for watching tonight, and hope you enjoy your championship day tomorrow. It was definitely an interesting one tonight with Daniel Suarez getting the championship there. Have to see which one of the 4 wins the Sprint Cup Championship tomorrow night. And again, hope you enjoy that one, and we'll see you next week at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.